Imagine exploring another world full of magic and mythical creatures while simultaneously becoming healthier and restoring empathy to humanity. Sounds nuts, right? But it's not. You can, by simply reading. Reading brings health and empathy to the world. A study done from 1979 to 2009 asked American college students about their empathy levels. The results indicate that these levels declined by 48% since the study began. This decline shows what many people have hypothesized, that our country is very limited and lacking in empathy. Sarah Conrath, who has a PhD in social psychology, believes that the decline in empathy is closely related to the decline in the mental health of young people. Unfortunately, there is no straightforward solution to fix this. There is, however, a good place to start: reading. I, as a reader myself, am here to push you to read too, for the good of the world. First, today we will examine the health benefits that come with reading. Next, we will discover how reading can help us gain empathy, and finally, we will learn about how you can make reading a habit in your everyday life. First, let us flip open the cover and examine the health benefits that come with reading. Reading has been shown to improve both physical health and mental health. When reading, your blood pressure and your heart rate lower. While reading, you're relaxed. Most of the time. With this relaxation comes less feeling of psychological distress that is common with ordinary life. According to a study done by the University of Sussex in 2009, reading reduces stress by up to 68%. This is caused by the freedom you feel when you read and are transported into another world in which your crazy, stressful life melts into a crazy, awesome story about pirates or princesses or aliens. This can calm your body down and allow you to escape. When reading, multiple parts of your brain are working together in order to interpret the words you are seeing on the page. It involves a complicated network of circuits and signals within the brain. While reading, these networks are growing more intricate and stronger. According to Ken Pugh, director of research of Haskins Laboratories, a Yale affiliate, parts of the brain that have evolved for other functions, such as vision, language, and associative learning, connect in a specific neural circuit for reading, which is very challenging. As a result of this, regularly reading keeps your brain engaged. This can be very important because it makes you less likely to develop the plaques, lesions, and tau protein tangles that are established in the brains of people who have dementia. There have even been studies that have shown that reading can make you live longer. A 2017 Yale University study followed 3,635 adults and their reading habits over a 12-year period. They found that the people who read had a 4-month survival advantage over those who did not read. Now that we have examined some of the health benefits of reading, let us turn the pages and discover how reading can help us gain empathy. According to a study done by Emory University, led by Gregory Burns, a neuroscientist, the neural changes that we found associated with physical sensation and movement systems suggest that reading a novel can transport you into the body of the protagonist. Your brain responds to reading about an activity in the same way it would if you were physically doing that same activity. If you read about running, the same parts of your brain that activate while you are actually running light up in a similar manner while you're simply sitting there and imagining it. This helps you gain empathy because your brain believes that it is that protagonist. It reacts in the same way as the main character in response to events in the book. This exposes you to the thoughts and feelings of someone who may live in a different country or has had different experiences that you could never have. Because of this, you're able to understand why other people who might have had different experiences think differently in certain situations. You'll also be able to think through your own decisions while also thinking about what other people might do instead. In 2013, two psychiatrists from New York, David Kidd and Emmanuel Castano, conducted many experiments about theory of mind. In their reports, they defined theory of mind as the capacity to identify and understand other subjective states. In these experiments, they had people read short pieces from varying kinds of books. Some read nonfiction, some thriller, and some immersive fiction. The nonfiction books had facts. The thriller books had plot, but not much in-depth character mindset exposure. And the immersive type of fiction were the type of fiction in which you are engrossed in the thoughts and feelings of the characters. They then had these participants look at pictures in which were shown a pair of eyes with different emotions portrayed in them. They found that the people who read the more immersive type of fiction were able to read the eyes more accurately. When you read immersion fiction, you're developing empathy. Now that we have discovered how reading can help us gain empathy, let us flip to the final page and learn about how you can make reading a habit in your everyday life. According to Leo Babauta, the founder of Zen Habits and an expert in habit building, if you want to read but never know how to make it a habit, the first thing you should do is find a good book. I sometimes struggle to finish a couple of books because of their uninteresting plot. Don't continue to read a book if it is boring to you, unless of course it's required for a class or a job. You could try making a list of books you want to read. Take suggestions from family and friends and write them down. If you have a constant list of what books you want to read next, you'll never be without a book. Babauta then continues, saying another great way to encourage a reading habit is to set a time or multiple times throughout the day to read. These can be just 5 to 10 minutes of reading during lunch, breakfast, or before you go to bed. During this time, you could give yourself a small reward for motivation, such as a cup of coffee. You could set a goal as well. This could be something as simple as finishing chapter 2 by the end of the day, or as big as reading 45 books in a year. Set a bigger reward for these goals as well, such as an activity that you enjoy doing. For some people, though, they struggle to find the confidence to read. Instead of picking up a physical book and sitting down to read, you could listen to an audiobook on your way to school or work or before you go to bed. There are many great websites that you can access that allow you to listen to audiobooks, such as audible.com, audiobooks.com, or you can download the app Overdrive, which allows you to listen to books for free through your local library. For others, though, they struggle to find the motivation to read. Reading does not have to be something you do alone. You could join a book club, or talk with your friends and family about books you've both read. If you're really competitive, you could join a reading challenge and read competitively. These are all great ways to help you make reading a habit. Reading helps us develop the empathy that the world around us is lacking. It could help us see the world from different perspectives and give us insight on how others think or react to an event. Today, we first examined the health benefits that come with reading. Next, we discovered how reading can help us gain empathy. And finally, we learned about how you can make reading a habit in your everyday life. Empathy may not turn the world upside down in a couple of days, but it could help us understand the world around us and the people around us a little bit better. All you have to do is pick up a book, flip open the cover, and enjoy.